Excellent. Today it's Sunday. It's January the 9th, 2022. Welcome to today's lesson, and we're going to see different topics today. We're going to start with the present simple versus the present continuous. El presente simple diferenciado del presente continuo o gerund. Give me 1 second. Let me grab my notebook. I'm sorry. I was moving something in my desk, and there you go. Now I like to have my notebook ready, so if I note something, I will write it down, and we will continue with that the next week. Okay.
Okay.
Very good. So the other topic that we are looking for today, it's the difference between in, on, and at. Okay, the prepositions of time and place. And the other thing is that we're going to have our pronunciation lesson. Okay. Well, we need to take an advantage that today we'll have 3 lessons. So that will let us 1 hour for the pronunciation session. Okay. So with my regular class, Monday through Thursday, Wednesday, it's our day of pronunciation. You will practice way more with your face movement, your lips, the way your tongue is positioned in your mouth. That way the sound will be a little bit different, and that will improve your English pronunciation. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay, let me share my screen then. First, we're going to start with present continuous. All right, very good. Okay, let me place my version. All right. Okay, let's get started then, Mary. The present continuous is used for happening right now. Okay, that's how we understand it, because it's the ing form that let us know that something is happening in this specific moment. Well, the present continuous is not only used for that, it's also used for imminent future action and some other situations. Okay, let's see where in English we will use this verb tense instead of using the simple present. Okay. As you know, the verb to be needs to be present in the sentence when you use the ing form. Then you put the verb that you're talking about, the one that will be letting us know what action is happening. And then you will add the ing form at the end of the sentence. Okay. For an example, one way that we will use the ing form in English will be that, as I was mentioning before, actions that are happening in this precise moment. Let's see an example. Alex and his friends are having dinner. Okay?
Okay.
Alex and his friends are having dinner. It's they, because we're talking about Alex and his friends, so we're talking about they. They are in the non-S team, which means that you will use the are verb with the verb to be, and then the verb have, and the ing having. Having dinner is the way to say cenando, because in English you don't have that word. You don't have cenando, desayunando, o almorzando. That word doesn't exist. You need to make it up. Make it up with what? With what? I'm sorry. With the word have, tener, and dinner, supper. Dinner or supper, okay? In Canada, they will use more supper. In America, they will use dinner, which is the same. It's the meal that we have before going to sleep, around 6 to 7 in Canada, okay?
Okay.
That's the last meal of the day. In Spanish, you will say cenando, but you don't have that word, so you will make it up with having dinner, having breakfast in the morning, right? Desayunando, having lunch and afternoon, which is almorzando. Okay? We may
Okay.
say too in Spanish, comiendo, estoy comiendo. And that will be eating. That's a verb
Yeah.
that
Okay.
exists, right? But
Mhm.
when you're talking about a specific meal of the day, remember, you won't say a specific food. Food es comida, pero es la
Mhm.
comida que no está preparada. Okay?
Okay.
Meal is something that is already been cooked. It's cooked. So
Okay.
you won't say, I'm getting food. No, I'm getting my meal. Estoy teniendo mi comida. La comida en español tiene lo mismo significado crudo o sin cocinar que cocinado. ¿Verdad? Porque dices, es la comida. Y acabo de hacer la comida. Tú no, en inglés no dices, I just make food. No, the food are the ingredients that make the meal happen. Okay? So whenever you're talking about something that is already ready, prepared for anyone to eat it, that is a meal. That's why in McDonald's, the little box that is made for the kids with the little toys, the little nuggets or burgers with the little juice and some apple slices in it, it's called a Happy Meal. That's the word in English for that. En español le decimos la cajita feliz, por lo menos en México así le conocemos. Creo que el resto de Latinoamérica así la
In
compramos.
Colombia is the same.
Cajita feliz, right? Because it will sound kind of weird, la comida feliz. So they name it because of the box, la cajita feliz. In English, it's not the happy box, it's the happy meal, all right?
Right.
So it will be something like alimentos, right? So that's the way we name it, but it needs to be cooked, all right? Or it could be raw, puede estar crudo, como una ensalada. So it doesn't mean that it goes to the stove or to the oven. No, remember, stove, cocina, and oven, horno, okay? Y cocina, del lugar donde la preparas is kitchen.
Kitchen.
Right? It's different
Okay.
stove and kitchen because in Spanish we have the same word. Cocina es el lugar y cocina es el aparato. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, how we deny it? Well, we will deny the ing form with the word not. Okay? Alex and his friends are not having dinner. You put the not in between the verb to be and the verb in ing, having. You won't say aren't having dinner. That will sound weird, okay? It's more natural to put it in this case complete, are not. And then, excuse me, how would you do the question? ¿Cómo harías la pregunta? Just put the verb to be at the beginning. Mary, remember this. This will help you understand how to build a question in English, okay? Just remember this. In Spanish, we need to put question marks at the beginning and at the end, right? In Spanish, we do that. Question mark at the beginning and at the end. In English, we don't use the one for the start. We just close the question with the question mark. We don't put the other question mark in here as we do in Spanish, right? Nosotros no ponemos signo de interrogación al principio en inglés, solo al final. Well, just pretend, okay, pretend that your question mark is the verb to be. That way you will remember, I need to make a question. Let me start with my question mark in English, which is the verb to be. It always has to be either the verb to be or an auxiliary do and does. O es el verbo to be o es do and does. Yes.
Okay. ing always can use to do or does and verb to be?
No, the verb to be won't use the do or does because the verb to be is present.
Okay.
Again, I'm sorry, the ing form will never use the do or does because the verb to be is present. And the
Okay.
verb to be is the most powerful, is the most important, and is the strongest. El más importante, el más poderoso y el más fuerte. So because the verb to be is a superverb and it's present in the sentence with ing, we're not going to use the do or does in the question. Only when the verb to be is not present. It's not only in the ing form. It's in any situation that the verb to be is present. That's the one that will make the question. If I don't have a verb to be in ing, this sentence is wrong. It must be here. It must be present. Okay, so it must be there. So let's see another example. Here we have the question, are Alex and his friends having dinner? As you see, the verb to be just moved to the beginning of the sentence. And the rest of the sentence is exactly the same. Okay? If you see here, you just move it to the beginning of the sentence. And the rest is exactly the same. So let's see another scenario. Okay, vamos a ver otro escenario where we use ing form. An action that is happening during this period of time. Una acción que está sucediendo durante un periodo de tiempo. Okay? No solo en este instante preciso, like I am drinking coffee. Actually, now it's green tea. Now I'm getting in my green tea. But it's during a period of time. Okay? Like an example, Mary and I are studying English on Sundays. Okay? It's not only now, it's going to happen during every Sunday or during the weekend. Mary and I are studying English in weekends.
Okay.
Okay? In the weekends, during the weekends. Okay?
Okay.
We are studying at the same school. Why we? Because, well, let's pretend that this is me. Okay? This is the girl. So it's you, me, and Bob. It's we. We are studying at the same school. How do you deny it? We are not studying at the same school. And how would you make the question? ¿Cómo harías la pregunta? Are we studying at the same school? Yes, we are. No, we are not. A nosotros nos enseñaron mucho a negar con el we aren't. She isn't. See? And that's okay, Mary. But let me tell you something. In the real world, you're going to listen that people in the answering system or in the regular conversation, they will say, no, they're not. They won't say they aren't. No lo usan contraído en la respuesta. Okay? ¿Es correcto? Yes, that's right. But you will see that it's easier to answer with it. No, we're not. Instead of we aren't. Even the aren't is different. It's harder, right? It's a little bit more difficult to pronounce aren't than are not. No, they're not. And remember, the word not is denying the verb to be. Okay? So it needs to be present because the verb to be is here. And remember the intonation. Yes, we're studying at the same school. No, we're not studying at the same school. Hey, are we studying at the same school? All right. Can you please give me the intonation of these three, Mary?
We are studying in the same school. We are not studying at the same school. Are we studying at the same school?
Very good. El studying, no, la A no va tan abierta. Esta U me la haces muy abierta. I'm sorry. Stop. Studying.
Starting.
Not studying.
Starting.
Are we studying?
Are we studying?
Very good. Better. Para que no la hagas tan abierta. Porque studying, no. Stop. Oh. Es el sonido aquí. Oh. Studying. Okay, very good. Now, this is the one, the number 3 form of ing is not very common in Spanish. Listen, It's an action that is prearranged in the future. Arrange, it means arreglado, programado. Prearranged, preprogramado. Okay, it spells with a double R. Prearranged. 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 Okay, can you try pronouncing that one?
Prearrange.
Okay, prearranged. Once more.
Prearrange.
Excellent. Now together, prearrange. Now repeat it together, prearrange. I'm sorry.
Prearrange.
Excellent. Now, listen, this is the way that we don't use in Spanish. We use the form going to. Voy, va a. Aquí lo vas a usar diferente. Claro que puedes decir is going to, pero ellos lo van a usar más de esta forma. Neymar is playing soccer next summer. Neymar estará jugando fútbol el próximo verano. Estará jugando. A ver, pero is playing es está jugando. No dice estará, will go, will play.
O will, okay, will go. O will we play.
Will be playing es estará jugando. Will play, jugará, will be playing. Cuando yo digo Neymar is playing soccer next summer, dice literalmente dice Neymar está jugando fútbol el próximo verano. No hace sentido. Bueno, tú vas a notar que ellos hablan de cosas que ya están preprogramadas en el futuro de la forma simple del ing, sin ponerle will, sin ponerle going to, ¿sí? Por ejemplo, I'm running tomorrow morning. I'm running tomorrow morning. Estoy corriendo mañana en la mañana. Eso significa que ellos usan el ing como forma futura. Pero no es el simple simple future, no es el futuro simple del I will. Eso es yo correré. Ellos lo que hacen es convertir el ing en su forma de decir going to. Neymar is going to play soccer next summer. Neymar is not going to play soccer next summer. Si te fijas, hace sentido cuando le pones el going to en lugar, porque es el va a. Y todos sabemos manejar muy bien el going to en inglés. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. Bueno, ahora, cuando tú quieras referirte a algo que vas a hacer, que ya tienes programado, si lo dices con el ing sin futuro, te lo van a entender perfecto porque es como ellos lo usan. ¿Qué te va a hacer saber que están hablando del futuro? El contexto, Mary. Next summer, próximo verano. Tomorrow, mañana. Next week, la próxima semana. So that will let you know that they're talking about the future. So this is my advice. Este es mi consejo. Listen to them. And if you don't feel the way or you don't feel confident enough to use the ing in the future, use going to. That's perfectly fine. They will understand you and you're not making a mistake. But now and on that you listen to an action that will be happening in the future with the ing, you will understand that they're talking about the future without using the going to or without using the will auxiliary. Make sense? ¿Tiene sentido?
Yeah,
perfect. Little by little, you will feel more confident about using the ing form for future action. But it will take a little bit of time because we don't use it this way. For an example, there's another one. This one, we use it in Spanish. A temporary event or situation. Una situación temporal o un evento temporal. You are being selfish. Estás siendo egoísta. ¿Ok? No es de que ya eres para toda la vida, no es de que vas a hacer en el futuro, es algo que está pasando durante una etapa. ¿Ok? Por ejemplo, cuando los niños les empiezan a salir los dientes, ¿Cómo se ponen delatosos? Lloran mucho, pobrecitos, les duelen sus encías. The gums. Gums son encías, como chicles, gums. Así se llaman encías, right? When the gums are breaking, kids get very, vamos a decir, cranky. Cranky es una manera de que está muy latosa. She's getting cranky. Está muy llorona, muy latosita. No dices, she cries a lot. Sí, llora mucho, pero Sarita is being cranky. Sarita ha estado latosita, ha estado llorona. ¿Sí?
Y sabes que esa etapa de los dientes, o sea, a mí con Sara me ha pasado, o sea, mi hija ha sido para mí tremenda bendición porque Sara a los 3 meses ya dormía derecho. Yo no
Wow,
trasnoché, nunca,
excelente.
hasta ahora. Ella es súper juiciosa, 9:30 durmiendo, se levanta a las 7 de la mañana. No sentí cuando le salieron los dientes. Ella
Wow.
nunca lloró. Ella tiene sus dientes y ella ni le dio fiebre. Mi hermana me decía lo mismo, la que vive acá. Me
Yes.
decía, no, yo tenía que coger los niños porque se levantaban a la madrugada, babiaban, lloraban. Eso era terrible. Les daba fiebre. Sarita, nada.
That's a blessing right there.
Sí, y Sara durante todo el embarazo fue, o sea, nada. Yo no sentí absolutamente nada. Y cuando la tuve, mis dolores de parto fue 1 hora y media y fue parto normal y ¡guau! El mismo ginecólogo me dijo, créame que esto en la historia, o sea, pocas mujeres gozan
Para
de
una
eso.
primerita, sí.
Sí,
Yes,
dijo, o sea,
let me tell you my story. My first boy, I have two boys. The one that just left, he's 14 now, and my little boy is 9. Their names are Junuem and Gael. Junuem is the eldest, okay? My pregnancy was flawless. Flawless quiere decir lo que tú acabas de decir, sin problema. Okay, it was smooth and easy. I never have anything to make me feel sick, nada que náuseas. I enjoy my pregnancy. I was the happiest woman. I was the happiest woman in the world, okay? But my delivery, el delivery es el parto, okay? Que se llama entrega en
entrega.
inglés. El delivery. And that's what we're doing. We're delivering to the world, right? This little kid. My delivery was exhausting. It took me 36 hours. 36 hours. It was extremely painful because the contractions last me for almost 3 days. And on the third day, I told the doctor, I'm exhausted. I can't stand it anymore. This is too much. And he said, okay, come again, because they took me back home twice because I wasn't dilated. And they took me to the hospital on the third day, and they put me the oxytocin. That's how the oxytocin, pitocin in English. Pitocin, se llama en inglés. And with the pitocin, it took me 12 more hours. And it was I asked for the epidural, porque ya estaba muy cansada. Of course it was, but it was hard. But I was lucky as you. My boy slept all night long when he was 2 months old. He was very little. And I never got a problem. And when he was 6 months, he slept back then 12 hours in a row. 12 hours from 9:30 at night to 9:30 in the morning. It was like a blessing. So I was very lucky as you were. But with my youngest, oh my God, I didn't sleep for 2 years in a row. 2 years. And I did everything what I knew about. I did everything that you can imagine. Any kind of little tea and back flowers and something to smell in the room and baby massage at night and give him showers with hot water. Well, with tempered water, not hot, but you know, everything we could. Nothing worked. I couldn't sleep 1 hour. Well, not 1 hour, I'm sorry, one night in a row. He keeps waking up every 3 hours since he was born up to he was 2 years old. And suddenly, te voy a enseñar una expresión nueva. Esta expresión es de repente. Se dice all of a sudden. Let me spell. All of a sudden es de repente. Porque suddenly, ahorita te lo escribo. Suddenly es repentinamente.
Repentinamente.
Es más formal. Cuando tú estés platicando, no vayas a decir suddenly, no está mal, es muy formal. Tú vas a notar que cuando la gente te platica algo, te dice de repente, nosotros en español tampoco decimos repentinamente, que suena como a cuento, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Decimos de repente, se dice all of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden, y lo juntas todo. And then, all of a sudden, y esa es una manera muy coloquial de expresar tú, esa manera, dices, and then all of a sudden, she starts sleeping all night long. Tuve que despertarme en la noche para moverlo, estaba respirando, porque yo estaba acostumbrada a que 2 años no dormí. Entonces, I was driving crazy, yo me estaba volviendo loca, de verdad. I got migraine, I got a lot of issues because of that, and he is now the sleepiest boy in the world. He touches the pillow in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, he's sleeping. And he wakes up all the way to the morning like an angel. I was like, why you didn't do that when you were a baby? I was like, oh my God. It was very exhausting. So I know how you feel. I hope that your coming babies, if God will, you have more babies in the future. Not now because you're in the middle of a process, right? And college and also, but in the future, God willing, with new babies, I hope that your next babies are exactly the same as study place, because that's a huge blessing right there. Okay?
Okay.
All right, let's continue with the topic. So, you are not being selfish will be the way that you will deny it, the not right there. And are you being selfish is the way you ask, okay? So now you know for a temporary event or situation, you will use the ing form. You are being selfish. Now, what's the difference right here? Look, the verb to be is here twice. It's acting as the auxiliary and it's acting as the principal verb or the main verb with the ing. Word, the verb is be with ing, being, siendo. Estás siendo. You are being selfish. Okay, very good.
Okay.
Now, another way you will use the present continuous, Mary, will be on a repeated behavior. Behavior, comportamiento, right? When always or constantly you're acting in the same way, not just for a period of time. For an example, he's always complaining. Él siempre se está quejando. He's always complaining. Es un suceso que está sucediendo todo el tiempo. No solo en este instante, no solo en un periodo, pasa todo el tiempo. For an example, in Vancouver, it's always raining. En Vancouver siempre está lloviendo, right? So it's always raining. No dices it always rains. Lo dirías con ing. It's always raining. Ok, esa es la manera correcta. Porque tú tendrías a decir, en Vancouver siempre llueve. Y lo traduces rain. Pero lo tienes que decir, en Vancouver siempre está lloviendo. Es la manera como más habitual. How do you deny it? He's not always complaining. How would you make the question? Is he always complaining? Okay. Now, the number 6, no lo tengo aquí, pero es que lo mencioné la última vez. Por ejemplo, cuando tú quieres decir, oh, let me first of all, before we move on, let me write the all of a sudden. with double D like that. All of a sudden. Okay.
All of a sudden. Okay.
And you will listen that a lot. And they say it really quick because it's like a filler word. All of a sudden, and all of a sudden, así de rápido porque lo juntan todo.
Okay.
Como
All of a sudden? All of a sudden.
There you go. All of a sudden. Now, there's another way that they will use the ing form that in Spanish, we don't use it that way. This is when you are referring on something that you like or you do normally. For an example, I love watching movies. No dices, I love to watch movies. No dirías, me gusta ver películas. To watch. Lo dirías con ing. Me encanta mirando películas. Y aquí no usas el verb to be. Solo el ing. Este es el más curioso de la escena. ¿Ok? Entonces, por ejemplo, si a ti te gusta ir a correr en las mañanas. I like running in the woods. Me gusta correr en el bosque. I like running in the woods. No digas I like to run in the woods. ¿Te van a entender? Sí. Pero ¿cuál es la manera correcta? Esta. Cuando te refieres a algo que te gusta hacer de manera cotidiana o algo que acostumbras a hacer o al revés, algo que no te gusta. Por ejemplo, my husband, he hates eating out. A mi esposo le molesta, choca salir a comer. A él le gusta comer en la casa. He hates eating out. Salir a comer. Comer en un restaurante. Eat out. Eating out. He hates eating out. No solo para algo que te guste, sino para algo que esté parte de ti. ¿Me explico?
Si tú quisieras decir no le gusta, usas el do, por ejemplo, I don't like running in the woods. ¿Sería con do o sería con verb to be?
No, tiene que ser con el do porque es una negación.
Es una negación.
Y si te fijas, por ejemplo, sería I don't like, vamos a negar todas las demás. Bueno, I don't love, porque usamos love, amar, pero es como me encanta, ¿verdad? Para decir me encanta eso es love. No es solo amar, es algo que te fascina. I don't love watching movies. No me fascina ver películas. Ok. I don't love watching movies. ¿Cómo dirías no te gusta correr en el bosque? I don't like running in the woods. And so on and so forth. Ok. Entonces, y por ejemplo, el último. He doesn't, porque es el equipo de la F. He doesn't hate eating out. Como por ejemplo, aquí sería como una manera a lo mejor sarcástica tal vez, ¿verdad? De que quieren invitarlo, lo quieren invitar a cenar a tu esposo y les fascina cenar fuera. Está haciendo como sarcástica, pues no le disgusta nada cenar fuera. He doesn't hate eating out. ¿Me explico la diferencia? Solo
Sí.
de la manera que tú lo vayas a decir. Entonces, esta es una manera bien convencional de que ellos te van a expresar sus gustos o desagrados o sus costumbres. Por ejemplo, I like reading books in the plane. Me gusta leer libros cuando voy en el avión. During a flight, durante un vuelo. Okay.
Y para preguntar si, for example, will be, does she like running every day?
Yes,
No?
you can ask it that way. Does she like, remember, running? Not running.
Every day?
Does she like running every day? Yes. That's the way you can say it. ¿Te gusta correr todos los días? Does she like running every day? Y puedes decir to run también. Sabes que está correcto. Lo van a entender. Does she like to run every day?
Okay.
Okay. Very good.
Okay.
So are we clear how we will use the ing, right?
Okay.
Excellent. Very good. All right. Let me one quick second. Okay. Mary, we're going to have a 3-minute break. Okay. This
Okay.
is our first session, so we can move on to the next session with the next topic. It's 9:25 here, 7:25 in Vancouver. So 3
Yeah.
minutes, you can do whatever you want in 3 minutes. You can go to a restroom or drink water, whatever you want, and see you
Okay.
back and send you the next link, okay?
Okay.
Excellent.
Perfect. Thank you.
See you in a minute.